One of the great strengths of Active Directory is the ability to model a business, actually set up your management administrative tools in Active Directory in such a way that you actually do model the physical and the functional way the business is set up. And it's all done primarily from a utility known as Active Directory Users and Computers. Generally used it often enough that you'll wind up putting it on the desktop. So this is what it starts out looking like. That's that domain I made last time I did this. It's already got some stuff in here. These are the built-in and default objects, some default built-in users, manage certain. There's nothing in there. Forward, nothing in there. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. That's it. Well, these are the built-ins too. Not a lot here yet until we start populating this. So I'm picturing a organization. Come here, you. Try to make this a size so we can read it easily. Hey, up here. There we go. Business that has 3 physical locations, Boston, Atlanta, Denver, and they have these functions that are at each location, each place, okay? This is the main domain here. I want to put an OU. Called Boston. I'm going to uncheck this because it's a real pain in the butt to do something wrong here. I want to delete a OU and can't right away. I've created a Boston OU. One of our other, we got accounting, HR, and sales in Boston. So if I'm clicked on Boston, I can come up here and just click this one and get a new OU box. Come here, oh, come here, you. Make sure it's highlighted. HR, uncheck that thing. And sales. All right, so users. I have a bunch of users in Boston. Some that work in accounting, some that work in HR, some that work in sales. I'm going to highlight Boston. If I just put them here, it will by default stick them in this users directory here. But I can put it where I want it. Later I can move it if I have to, but now I might as well put the users right there in Boston. The best practice, the proper way to do this is to actually leave that checked. Create new users with some default password that everybody knows, but make them change it next time they log in. In a lab environment, I uncheck that because it's really kind of a pain in the butt from this point of view. But in the real world, you leave that checked. So there's Bob. Click on that, and there's Bob showing up in there. Let's put one more in here. Let's put Bob's brother. And then we have 2 users. Now, security part of this. You use groups to assign permissions, set some security settings, access rules. And I have an accounting group, or I'm going to anyway. And I'm going to use it to set permissions and access to accounting resources. I'm going to create a new group. I'm going to call it accounting. Doesn't mind that there's already an OU called accounting. This is a group, doesn't care. I'm just going to leave it on its scope, and I'll leave it on its type. Security groups can be used for both distribution and security. Distribution can only be used to send emails to groups of people. Keep it that way. There's my accounting group. Properties, members. Click the add button. Look up, I know B. Smith exists, but in a very large organization, I might want to check names. Hey, there's B. Smith. Click OK, click OK. B. Smith is a member of that group. Membership, there it is, member of accounting. Now I can just assign permissions to something for this group, and as people come in and out of the company, now if a new accountant is hired, I just make them a member of this group, and they get permissions that accounting gets. If they leave, I just take them out of the group. Say, I don't know, Bob decides to go work for HR. I can just move him to an HR. Change his membership to an HR group. Members, Bob Smith. Remove him. Click apply, click OK, do whichever you want. Let's put both in there. Put both of the names in. Check names. Oh, it doesn't like that particular format. Throw a comma in there. Well, doggone it, I thought it was going to let me do that. Never mind. We'll just go with that one. Put Fred in there. So I can continue this. I can then put an Atlanta OU. And we'll be on that one. Denver OU. And then populate each of these with these OUs. This is nesting OUs. You can do that quite easily, and you can break it down on nearly an arbitrary number of levels if it works and suits you. For instance, sales, you might have sales in Europe and sales in North America. Could be two different sales groups or sales OUs, sales organizations, in that way. So you can stack these, you can nest them however you see fit. It's very important, though, that this be well thought out, be well planned. It's very difficult to get deeply into a large organization's structure and discover, uh-oh, did something wrong. Going back and fixing it's a nightmare. So that's the basics. That's the basics on OUs, the basics on creating users, creating groups, moving users to groups, etc. Okay? Have a good one.